All right, everybody, welcome back. We got another good one for y'all. Take a look, and we'll definitely discuss afterwards.
719, dispatch approaching suspect. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
What is it you think you're doing here?
I'm dumping trash out.
That's illegal. This is private property. You can't be using this dumpster for your trash.
Oh, no, it's okay. My office is right there. It's not illegal. I have an office here, sir.
Your office is here. You work, and you work here.
Correct. I'm an attorney at law. That's correct. Yes.
You're an attorney.
Yes, sir. Do you need a business card or anything?
Yeah,
You need
that.
services?
Yes. I need proof of this.
Would you like services or anything? Or why do you need my business?
I would like to see proof that you're an attorney because this is private property. You can't be throwing trash out there. You're breaking the law.
Okay, I would love to show you my business card. That's no problem.
1019.
Here you go, sir. Linda Jones, attorney at law, located right at this office address.
I see the Linda Jones, but I don't see the address here.
Sir, if you flip the card over, please. Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with, sir? Because the sun is...
I still don't see the address.
Sir, here's the address here, please. And that's my name. Is there anything else that you need to verify that, sir? I'm trying to cooperate here.
Ma'am, I'll ask the questions. You're breaking the law right now.
Actually, I'm an attorney. I know my rights, and I'm not breaking the law. As I stated, sir, I'm a tenant at this office location.
Okay, this card doesn't prove any of that. I need to see your ID.
You don't need to see my ID, sir. I just gave you my business card.
Ma'am, don't make this any
This
more
is my
difficult than it has
office
to be.
address.
There's no need to be confrontational. I
Nobody's
need to
being
see your ID.
confrontational, sir. I'm not being
Ma'am,
confrontational.
you're being incredibly aggressive. All you're doing is escalating the situation, and there's no need for any of this.
I'm escalating the situation.
Correct. I've
I'm
asked
not.
you
know
3
what?
times now. I need to
I
see
will
your
show
ID.
you my ID to verify the business card, okay? I'll do that for you. But I don't have to, okay? You know that. This is my name to verify the business card and the office address, sir. This is not illegal dumping, once again.
Alright, but the address is different on your license than it is on the business card.
Because that's a business location, sir. That's not my home address.
Yeah, this whole thing just seems very suspicious. I'll be right back. I need to
sir,
run this
you
ID.
don't need to run my ID, sir. You don't need to. I'm an attorney, like I said. That'll be against your jurisdiction if you're trying to run my driver's license.
Ma'am, you
You
just
and I both know that, or I can tell you that right now. That's illegal what you're doing.
illegally took your ID.
Because you have no reason to legally stop me. I gave you my ID. I did not have to, once again.
Ma'am, you're breaking the law. You're
I'm not
illegally
breaking
dumping
the law.
trash. Your addresses do not match up.
Yes, they do. They do match up.
Well, then you should have no problem with me running it then, if you are who
You
you say
don't
you
need
are.
to run my ID, sir. I told you, again, I'm a lawyer. This is my office address. I've proven that with my business card and my driver's license. This is not illegal. You have no reason to stop me.
Well, then you should have no reason for me to run your ID if you are so in fact a lawyer and this is your property. Because from where I stand, you're illegally dumping trash into a dumpster.
If we continue with this, sir, you're gonna get sued. Is that Officer SIC? Badge 2322? You really want to continue this conversation? Knowing that I'm an attorney at law.
I mean, you haven't proven that you're an attorney.
With the business card saying attorney, that doesn't, and the ID matching, that doesn't do it for you? Or you want to keep going down this rabbit hole, officer?
Okay, ma'am, this could just be so simple. All you need to do is give me your ID and your business card back.
I'm not letting you run anything. I don't have to let you run anything. Maybe you need to go read into your law books
Ma'am,
instead of just the academy.
if you weren't breaking the law,
You're going to get sued, sir. This is harassment now because you're on my private property as a tenant.
1017.
And you're trying to make me, call whoever you need to call because you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I don't know if it's racism. I don't know what you have going on, a bad day. I'm not sure, sir, but you need to go.
None of that is relevant to what's going on here.
It's very relevant because you're sitting here harassing me at my workplace while I'm taking out my trash where I pay for have my office space.
Okay, none of that has been proven. I do have an ongoing investigation right now that I just got
Giving
called
you
on.
my business card. I've given you my business verified that's the name. This is my office. Would you like to come inside?
Okay, ma'am. I'm gonna let you off on a warning.
You have no choice but to let me off on a warning. Because you need a warning yourself. Keep it going.
I have an ongoing investigation I need to tend to.
I bet you do.
We're gonna leave this as a
I bet
warning
you do.
today.
That sounds great. That sounds great. You have a great day.
First of all, I'm going to start off by saying he must be the world's most stupidest cop, okay? Because first of all, he had no reasonable suspicion or probable cause to pull her, to like literally request her ID, right? The only time he could request her ID is if she's behind the wheel and, you know, you need to run her license and you got to provide this and you got to provide that. That was not the cause. Yeah, you thought she was illegally dumping. You asked her for some type of verification. She hit you with her business card. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? He's acting as if she produced the business card like she had a little laminator machine and she typed up some stuff and printed the card in the car. Stop being stupid, sir. This man just wanted to incite problems. You have some officers out there, they just want to cause problem, whereas you have some officers, they do what they're supposed to do, which is serve the community, make sure everything is good, and they have some really cool officers out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then again, it's just like anything in life. You got the good and you got the bad, right? It's just so crazy to me because, like I said, he asked her for some type of proof and she provided her business card. Hence the fact that she did not have to give him her ID.
Correct.
Right? This is not a traffic stop.
Correct.
And he had the nerve to say, okay, where's the address? Okay, what do you need? The address of the building? No problem. I don't know if he didn't realize that he had to flip the card over, but her name was verified. And then when she pointed out the address, as y'all saw, that was verified as well.
Correct.
So it's like now you still want her ID. Whatever is tickling you on the inside is still requesting you to ask her for her ID, which is quite crazy, right? Because I don't know if he knows, but the fact that she's an attorney and she knows that she doesn't have to give up that ID or license is kind of weird to me because it's like, yes, she has the extensive legal training and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. But still, even if he graduated from the academy, that should be like taught on the first day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then he follows up by still asking for the ID, which is so stupid, like I said. He gets the ID, and then that's still not good enough. He had the nerve and the audacity to say that this still proves nothing. Sir, are you insane? You know what I'm saying? And what was even more crazy, and I know you agree, right? Was when she said, I work here. And his response was, you work here? You're a lawyer, you're an attorney. And it says, not only is he racist, but it's almost as if like, what was she supposed to say? Right. You know what's funny to me? Because if she had said that she was something outside of being an attorney, like let's say maybe a call girl, that would have been believable for him, right? He's racist. Or a
janitor or something.
Right, he's racist and he started to annoy me, basically. But I gotta be honest, I love the way how she handled that situation with the utmost respect and, you know, very professional, very professional. And that just leaves me, right, to say it's really important as people of color to get those degrees, right? But degrees for things that make sense.
Right.
Don't get degrees to rack up loans and stuff. I'm an advocate where, you know, like the majority of my family went to college, right? Almost everybody. Mm-hmm. And I come from a really, really big family. But go to college for stuff that makes sense,
right.
Especially in this climate where schooling is so expensive.
Right.
If you're going to rack up some bills, become something that's going to help you, your family,
right.
And your overall, not neighborhood, but you know what I'm saying, your overall community rather.
Correct.
Because it was a great feeling to see her stand up to this guy.
Of course.
Not on the essence like, a female is standing up to a man. No, that's not what I'm saying. I don't want you to take it out of context. Mm-hmm. But the fact that she was so intellectual, right? She was so intelligent.
Let that be your strength.
Exactly.
Of course.
And in some instances, you see like where things are switched, right? Like the tables are turned.
Yeah.
And you see a white person who may have the knowledge and they stand up and they represent themselves. And it's like, wow, you know, it's a good look. Trust me, intelligence always gets me.
Always outweighs.
But yeah, it outweighs in every situation. But that was just my opinion, and I'm gonna let hubby talk because I'm like, yeah, I mean, this was really good.
He was definitely defeated.
Yes, right? Yes.
He was defeated, and from my point of view, it seemed like he just wanted to find something to pick at her with. To the point where I'm not going to jump ahead of myself. I'm going to go back to the codes that he was using.
Right, right.
Even though she was expressing herself, correct me if I'm right or wrong. I heard two different codes that he requests. I believe it was a 1019 and
Yes.
a 1017. Correct? The 1019 is the one that caught me because I know that the 1019 is pretty much the request to return back to the office or, you know, whatever the case may be. If you got to request fuel to fill your car up or whatever with gas, right? The 1017 is pretty much the request for backup. If you want backup.
Be on standby.
Now-
Exactly.
When she went into the car to get her business card out of that trunk, and pretty much anything could have happened. Right? She could have reached for the weapon. And at any given point, she could have reached for the weapon. Why did he not request the 1019 at that point?
1017.
The 1017.
Yes.
I'm sorry. He felt cornered to the point where her intelligence
kept
definitely kind of outweighed his badge.
Yes.
Right? And then I said to myself, what is he? Some kind of
Prankster.
what is he? Some kind of parking lot security? Like did you follow her all the way to the back of the building into the parking lot section to really see? That's kind of harassment when you think about it. I mean, the video doesn't show her driving
From the time
and
she
literally,
left the office, right.
parking or even making an attempt to park. The video kind of took place when she was standing in the back of the car with the trunk already open with her garbage on the floor, right? It kind of made the suspicion like, okay, were you stalking her? Are you some kind of,
right.
you know,
Did you
parking
just
lot security?
pull up on her at the last minute type situation?
Correct,
You know what I'm
correct.
saying? Because she was just doing her thing.
She was just minding her
She didn't even
business.
know he was there. It's not until he pulled up and he said something, she turned around. It's like,
Right.
okay.
And even though he might have startled her, right? Or she may have known that he was approaching her, she paid it no mind. She continued to do what she was doing. And she
Right.
addressed him as a professional should. She wasn't rude at any point. But throughout the conversation, I sensed his defeat. Like, he started
Yes.
to use the request for backup.
Right, exactly.
Now, if the conversation is just going back and forth, why do you need backup?
And
then he started to use words like key words that would aggravate her,
Yes.
and would make it justifiable for him to really reach for his weapon and create a scene.
Right, he
right?
said that she was being aggressive.
Right, he said that she's being
Confrontational.
aggressive. She was escalating the situation,
Yes.
and she was acting suspicious. At what point did any of that happen? I didn't see any of that.
The entire time she was compliant,
Correct.
right? With every silly question that he might have asked,
Yeah.
she complied. And it's
Yeah.
like, sir, there's nothing else left to do, in my opinion,
Correct.
besides to apologize.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? But he just kept going and he kept going, and then finally he ends by saying, I have other business to attend to. Sir, you don't have anything else to attend to. In fact,
Right.
you should be probably put on office duty.
I
Attend
believe
to
so
that.
too.
Just
I
to
believe,
shuffle some paperwork.
as she
Because-
stated, he does need to go back into his manual to relearn.
Study some law because
Relearn,
he's too much.
yeah, because you cannot approach somebody like that. First of all, he prejudged her. He looked at her appearance. She's a black woman, right? She's dressed in a business attire. She's driving an expensive Mercedes. So her telling you that she's an attorney is not validating enough for you to believe that she's an attorney.
Nope.
She provided her business card. You didn't take the time out to read it because, okay, not everybody's going to put every information on the front of a business card. Sir, flip that thing over. I think that's when he
When
felt
his
insulted.
intellectual, yeah.
That's when he
When
felt
his
it.
intellectual capability was questioned.
I don't know, guys. You let us know what y'all think on this matter.
When he said to her,
Mm-hmm.
you're an attorney, she should have said, and you're a cop. Because he did not qualify to be a cop, let
Not-
alone a security guard.
Not
right?
at that point.
No.
He
Crazy.
he struck me as somebody who just came out of the academy
But even
and didn't
then,
have
it's like-
much street training
Right.
in order to like they send him out on security duties, on traffic, little basic simple duties that whatever the case may be. I could be wrong. The area might not be that crime ridden, that he's just driving around harassing, you know, pulling you
People,
over if you
right,
didn't
right.
signal, or you know, whatever, if you didn't change lanes, or that type of sucker shit.
But nevertheless, he does not deserve to be an officer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And that's about it.
So of course, you know, guys, until next time, we will see you.